Okay, good morning, guys. Had a nice run up on CPI here right at the release, as expected. I'm assuming there was a lot of gamblers probably having live executions on prior to the news release. Obviously, we don't do that, but so if you take a look here, you can see buy side's been cleared. Has yet to be cleared on NASDAQ, so we may have potential upside. Dow, same thing. Still have yet to clear buy side. So it's hard for me to trust any shorts here, but since we haven't cleared buy side on NASDAQ, so good morning, guys. Good morning, Jonathan, Mike. Glad to have you a part of the trading family here. Yeah, glad to have you guys here. Some of my live streams in the future will be private to members only, so you can look forward to that. I'm also planning on moving my I'm not sure if you guys have already seen, but on my YouTube channel I have two videos titled GK the Trader ICT 2023 Mentorship Episode 1 and Episode 2. So I'll be continuing that series through private live streams for those who are my memberships, and I'll be going more in detail and really just giving out everything that I actually know, and rather than like holding back a little bit because it's YouTube and whatnot. But so you guys can look forward to that. So I'm favoring that we sweep this high again and make a new high, and then NASDAQ sweeps the daily high. That's what I'm preferring to happen before we look for anything to execute off of. Yesterday was a great morning for scalps. Took a 3-handle loss, but throughout the whole day we profited 7 handles, so 10 minus 3, 7. So obviously right here you can call it an institutional order flow entry drill into this very large inefficiency here. And I don't have the 30-second, 15. I don't have any seconds charts, but because I don't really need them. But on days like this, I'm sure if I went down through the seconds charts, there would be like some type of void down here where there's zero trading at all. So keep that in mind. But for now, obviously, I'm favoring the sweep on buy side. Morning, Steven. And I'm hoping that my screen is showing to you guys in high quality, because before starting on my live stream I was having trouble. It said my bit rate is lower than normal, so I'm hoping that you guys aren't seeing like a blurred screen or anything. That would suck. So right here, let's see if we can find support right here and then go for the buy side there. Same here. Okay, thank you. Any plans on Forex trading in the future? Honestly, yeah. I think I do want to get back to Forex a little bit. Not as much as futures, obviously, because futures is my favorite. But yeah, I haven't traded Forex since I'd say last summer. So summer of 2022, maybe a little longer than that. But yeah, it's been a while. It just hasn't been as clean as indices. But nowadays, or sometimes I'll look at the Forex trading and it's cleaner than futures. But for now, I'm just going to stay focused on futures. But yeah, I will be doing Forex. So dollar, very clean. I appreciate that, guys. So I want to see this sell side being cleaned out on dollar. So we still have a downside objective for dollar. Very beautiful optimal trade entry, by the way, on dollar. Almost an optimal trade entry, but still went into a premium. Okay, that's all we need into this. These two consecutive up close candles, which is one order block. And then if you take the opening of these two consecutive candles, not a straight line at all, but you get the point. Whoops. So prior to today, you can see we opened, traded lower to the midpoint of this wick here, and then traded up and closed right up here. Next day, what would you be expecting? Open, trade below the opening, and trade higher towards the buy side that we've already been grinding higher towards. And almost hits the opening here, but this order block here was already traded to right here, here. And then ES, these two consecutive down close candles. So whenever we're in larger, I hate using this term, but uptrend, when we're in a larger uptrend, God, I hate using that word. I don't know why. It's just like when I watch older YouTubers, when they use that, it's just, okay, anyways. So when we're in uptrends, we use consecutive down close candles as one order block rather than just using this one. So if you take the opening of these two consecutives, you can see how it beautifully respects that right there. Into a discount, optimal trade entry. wicked off once, wicked off twice, created a swing low, and then today on CPI. So today on CPI, I was anticipating a large up move with CPI to clear out the buy side, but I was not gonna sit in front of the charts because that would probably give me some type of temptation to want to get long right at the news release. But obviously, I'm never gonna do that. In hindsight, you could be like, oh well, if I just put a long in right before the opening, I mean, look at that. I would have got crazy gains. And I would have been able to post on Instagram and Twitter. But the reality is, you don't know if it's like, this is just hindsight. Like, I could have easily wicked it whole way down, blew your account, and then went higher. So, yeah. Just gotta have discipline, that's all. So very slow action here. Obviously, we're going to be waiting for the 9:30 opening, preferably, to put on any trades. And then another thing I wanted to point out, you can see we came up, traded off of the low of the new week opening gap, and then we got above it. And look what it did right before CPI. Hits the low as well as this fair value gap. And you can see the beautiful respect of that. So, and then I think so the low of this candle comes in at 4482.0. And the opening of this 4482 exactly. So 4482.00. So the low of this is exactly the opening of this order block right here. So that's like literally picture perfect precision right there. So and then we also have an hourly order block. You see how this 8 o'clock hourly candle opens up? What did it do? Opened, traded lower into this order block, and it's also an immediate rebalance because it trades back to the previous hourly candle's high right there. So, very good signatures there for higher runs up. Obviously, I can't execute on that because I'm not a gambler, but let's see if we can find something. Trading into this 5-minute inefficiency right here. Again, I'm just monitoring right now. There's nothing to execute on right now. Absolutely nothing. So it looks like they're kind of engineering these two highs right here. They're going to think that's resistance right here, these two highs. And then they're just going to trade straight through it. So same here. I mean, it didn't go all the way up to this high, but they're still relatively equal. And they're going to be thinking this is resistance, and then it's going to go lower. I mean, it went up so much. It has to go lower right now, right? That's not how we think, but you know, people who don't know as much of what they're doing would, you know, just come with that simplistic approach there. So on the NASDAQ, relatively small new week opening gap here, but you can see the precision right there. Look at that. We get above it. Boom, right to the low. That's beautiful. And then I was gonna say that's a breaker, but that's not quite a breaker. But Yeah, I wouldn't label this as a breaker because they're... Yeah, never mind. So, as expected, whoever was looking to go short, those highs are getting traded right through. Like a knife through butter. Look at that. Look at that beautiful precision off of the 5-minute inefficiency that I outlined. Man, wait till we get to these private live streams. The members only live streams. It's gonna be a wild rest of this year. I don't even think you guys know what's coming. Alright, so obviously we got that. I explained everything ahead of time, no hindsight, and it executed exactly to how I said it would. Obviously this doesn't mean anything because I didn't execute and there's no trade, so, but I'm hoping you guys can see the real-time precision, so that's all. So pretty much to execute anything, I'm mainly just looking for NASDAQ to sweep that daily high, which we're creeping up on it. I don't know what that eyeball is doing there, but wait. Boom. Mitchy Money. Hey, woo, member, yes sir. Glad to have you here. Welcome to the trading family. And yeah, I hope I bring you as much value as I'm planning on bringing my members. The 432 or the 475 high on NASDAQ. So let me go back. I want both of these highs cleaned out because you see how they're relatively equal. I would just prefer both of them to be cleaned out unless we sweep this high and maybe leave in 3 highs intact. You never know, couldn't do that, but more than likely we're gonna be sweeping both of these highs here. It's just too clean. So yeah, but I'm looking for both highs to be clean. If I hopefully I answered your question right. I think you were referring to ES though. Maybe I didn't answer your question right then. Oh, you even said on NQ, my bad. I was focused on the chart, sorry. Okay, so yeah, I'm looking for both highs to be swept. But it's just all about time of day, displacement, and just what price gives us. So obviously, since I'm saying that I want both highs to be swept, I want some continuation here. I don't want to see it trade lower, because then I won't be able to confidently get short. Because if the liquidity that I'm anticipating to be ran out isn't ran out, yeah, there's nothing high probability that I can flush out of the markets here. So basically, you just gotta ask yourself, where's the money at? Is the money... Is it alright, so look. Is the larger amount of money down here right now? And down here? Or is the larger amount of money up here on the daily time frame highs? It's obviously... The larger amount of money is obviously above the daily highs here. So, once we take those out, that can then free up the algorithm to then go after the sell stops later on. Yeah, got it? Alright, good. Glad I can, glad I answered the question right then. So yeah, just beautifully swept these highs. It's a very common signature to happen. You know, it'll make a high, trade lower, leave a high intact. Normally it leaves the high intact a little bit longer, and it'll trade like lower, like to here, and then it'll trade through it. But looks like the algo was very eager to sweep those highs early. So 8 more minutes until the 9:30 opening. I was gonna start my live stream right at the 8:30 CPI release, but we'd be waiting here for like an hour, so I started it later. So ES giving me everything I wanted. Buy side swept on the daily and the lower time frame. We're obviously going to have a relatively large regular trading hour gap going into the 9:30 open here. And another thing that I didn't mention here, but I'm going to mention it right now since we have nothing else to do. Change the color. Nope. Don't like that color either. Alright, that's fine. So, this move that went into the buy side here, these two highs, was within our first macro of the AM session, 8:50 to 9:10. So bringing time into play, that was another influence of me anticipating the buy side to be swept. ES is touching daily volume imbalance. Do you mean the weekly, or? I think you're referring to the weekly. But yes, it is. This little guy here. By the way, to my trading family here, all my new members, you don't have to, but if you want to, just type in the comments and let me know if there's anything you guys want me to talk about in my private streams or whatever else, or just anything you have questions about. Just anything, just let me know, and I will write it down here so I can have that in mind before I do my private live streams. Also on my, also daily on my chart. Okay. But yeah, if we flip up real quick, let's see. So we still have a lot of upside. Not for today. I'm not speaking for today, but longer term, we can potentially see price go up to at least the midpoint of this volume imbalance. NQ trading lower. We did sweep the buy side in the lower time frame. I think we just poked above the high just a tiny bit here. Looks like just a little nick. That wouldn't really be me, or that wouldn't be really something I can be trusting. But at the same time, if you look at the bodies here, we did sweep the bodies. So bodies, and then we just traded into the wicks here. Sometimes, especially on the daily time frame, sometimes, not a lot, but sometimes we'll see the bodies being swept, which is where majority of the liquidity is, because that's where the volume is within the bodies. So it'll sometimes sweep that and just leave the wicks intact here, and then obviously trade lower and then maybe come back for it. So okay, I was going to show an example of that right here, but obviously the data is expired over here, so so let's see, 3 more minutes to that opening. I'd love to see a breakdown of how you do your weekly and daily bias. You got it. Yeah, I think yeah, I can do a good stream on that, yeah. For sure, I'll fit that in. I could talk all day about the weekly and daily time frames. I mean, that's what it always. Every single trade that I take, it always starts from those 2 time frames. So really, you're asking me to teach you the most important thing. And I hate whenever I see these videos and these little, like on YouTube and stuff, it'll be like, look at this ICT model, no daily bias required. And I'm just like all right, I mean, if you're making money, I mean, who the hell am I to say anything? But you're not going to find a lot of high probability setups if you're not using the daily time frame. Boba Money, welcome to the trading family. Glad to have you here. Do I trade London sometimes? I don't. I'm a New York guy. But yeah, no, I don't trade London, only New York. Oh shit. Beautiful. Did not mean to do that. There we go. I find it important, but I find myself still not able to get it as consistently as I'd like to. Yeah, and you're not alone in that field. It's not like an easy thing to grasp like all the time. And you gotta understand that you're not gonna always know the daily bias and weekly candle direction every single day. That's not realistic. And yeah, I'll definitely touch on that in my next live stream for sure. So obviously, as I've been saying, I want to see a continuation here for NASDAQ to have a more meaningful sweep. So we just made a new high on NASDAQ, as expected, right? So this high has now been swept. So this would be previous week's high. And this is perfect because it's all ahead of the 9:30 opening. Yeah, I'm going to take that out. It's too much for me. So that daily high here has now been swept, previous week's high. And let's wait and see if we get some type of potential 3 drives pattern here. And I know you just heard me say pattern. Obviously, I don't trade patterns, but that's just what it's called. 3 drives higher when it sweeps liquidity 3 times. And I believe, yeah, that was the 9:30 opening there. So yeah, obviously these highs are too clean right here. I'd want to see it sweep up here one more time. And I'm just going to keep this here to have it in mind as an inversion. Use it as an inversion gap. Notice during that first AM macro, when we traded lower, we stopped relatively at the low of this weekly volume imbalance here. So there's a sweep on those highs. That's what I wanted to see. Now all we gotta do is wait like we have been all morning. But let me take this off. And then if we go take a look, you can see we have a huge regular trading hour gap. So if price presents us anything to execute on, I'd be looking to see if we can come and fill at least the upper quadrant, 25%, the upper 75% here, and potentially the midpoint. And then I'm gonna pull up DXY here real quick. I'm not gonna have this on for a while, but candles. So it did make a lower low here as well, or a lower low, and then with the higher high here. And actually, I do want to go see if DXY did sweep. DXY is in dollar. If it did, yep, it did sweep that low I was mentioning. So these lows swept on the dollar. Beautiful. And this is just a old daily imbalance there that I have stretched out. Doc Holiday, welcome to the trading family. Glad to have you here. Inversion gap. Yeah, so if it, so let me go back. We have this 5-minute fair value gap right here. So if we trade below that, we want to see it treat it as resistance and then go lower. So yeah, guys, basically every single live stream here, I'm sharing with you everything real time. What I want to see it do. I said I wanted to see it sweep these highs. Boom. And now we just have to wait and see what that first 30-minute opening range gives us. So we do have 3 drives higher on NASDAQ here. 1, 2, 3. So 3 levels of liquidity have been swept here. We may not get up to this high today. We'll have to wait and see, but I can potentially find something to execute off of now that we swept previous week's high. So and once again, I don't normally trade NASDAQ. If you guys have been in a lot of live streams, you know that I prefer trading ES. But if a good setup presents on NASDAQ and not on ES, obviously I'm going to execute NASDAQ. Never the Dow, though. I'll never trade the Dow. I don't like the Dow. Only as a reference point. So the high has also been swept on Dow. We can measure out this wick now too. Almost to the midpoint of it. Almost to the midpoint of this wick here. What's confirmation for 3 drives? Well, obviously, things I'm not gonna cover it right now because I wanna focus on price, but certain tools from the higher time frames, market structure, displacement, and just overall narrative, and just other things that I'm not going to cover right now, but just know I will. You always have to have something you're targeting, though, or else you're just gambling. So if you don't have anything you're targeting, you shouldn't be placing a trade. So I'm kind of just flip-flopping in between here. Bear with me. And yes, I only use one screen. I'm not one of those guys that like have one of those fancy setups with all those monitors, and to me that just distracts me. So nope, I'm not talking to Siri. To me, that's just a distraction for me, and all I need is one laptop. I don't need anything else. Obviously, you guys see me execute trades day in and day out, and I mean, you can see that I'm profitable, obviously. So yeah. If all you have is one laptop and you're looking at other guys' trading setups and you're like, oh damn dude, like that's what I need, that you really don't. So let me bring this to your attention here. This will be a breaker. I was gonna say the breaker, but it's a breaker, not the breaker. Okay, I'm just gonna leave that out, but just know that this is a breaker, okay? High, low, higher high. So if anyone else that's watching wants to put their 2 cents in and wants to contribute anything here, I'm gonna turn it on to take off members only mode for now. I'm gonna take it off for like 5 minutes here. So if anyone else wants to chime in here. By the way, if you haven't already, please hit that like button. That'll encourage me to continue giving you guys free money by executing trades day in and day out. Maybe I shouldn't have said free money because I can't promise, nothing's promised in these markets, but anyway. Alright, bear with me for a second, guys. I forgot how to change it back. Okay, here we go. Alright, there we go. Temporary. Everyone can comment right now. It's gonna go back to members only soon. Alright. So I don't like NASDAQ, how ugly NASDAQ's looking. But I want to see if I can get short here within this breaker. So I put one contract on just because how NASDAQ looks. Unless we don't find some type of support right now and just keeps trading higher, I'm not gonna go short. But if we get lower and we respect the breaker with the bodies here, tempting to short this. Yeah. Fed Kashiria at 9.45. I don't think I've seen anything about that, but I'll go to Forex Factory real quick. So today is Wednesday, correct? Yes, sir. I'm not seeing anything for 9.45 here, but there is I don't care about medium impact news. So yeah, I'm not going to short this just because we didn't show respect to the bottom of this breaker and inefficiency here yet. Freeloader squad up. Hey, Zach, I know you've been in a lot of my live streams here, so I'd love to have you in as one of my members here, my private live streams, if you're up to it. Alright, well, I guess the rest of the crowd didn't have much to say, so I guess I'll just put that back to members. So yeah, you see how I was monitoring a short and looking for a potential short here, but it didn't show respect to the premium array here, so I didn't go short. Simple as that. So it's probably going to take us into a new high here because NASDAQ may have some unfinished business. See this small little gap here? Look at that precision there. 1 minute volume imbalance. See that immediate rebalance right there, though? Right down to this candle's high. So we may have more continuation here to then sweep this high as well on NASDAQ, as I've been mentioning all morning. Prior to the 9:30 opening, not in hindsight when we already traded higher. White 55 Lion, welcome to the trading family. Glad to have you here. Got any questions? Just let me know and I got you. You know. So notice the breaker here, we got above it and we're now trading it as support. So yeah, for me, there's 0 trades to execute off of. Obviously, in hindsight, you could say that this would be a good trade, but we've already swept buy side once, twice, and then those daily highs as well. So there's nothing high probability as for now. But we'll wait and see what that first macro gives us, which is in 1 more minute. I'm going to take off that breaker. Five-minute gap. I'm going to change the color. Alright, I know it's too much going on here, but I'll just take this off. So we may not get anything to execute on until that around that 10:30 time window, which is when I like to anticipate a lot of reversals. But yeah, I can't confidently buy after we've opened here, you know, kind of climbed higher a little bit, and we've obviously traded a lot higher since the 8:30 opening. And we have that very large regular trading hour gap as well. So yeah, it's usually not a good idea to long whenever you have a very large regular trading hour gap here. Is anyone else lagging? YouTube keeps buffering the stream. Damn it. Is it just on Jonathan's end, or is everyone not seeing my stream right now? Let me know. NASDAQ creeping up on this high here. Come on, man, just sweep it already. All good. Okay, thanks, guys. Come on, NQ, just sleep that high. Come on. Notice how many times we swept this high here. This previous week's high. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times we swept that high. Yours is buffering too? That's weird. I don't know. 2 of you are telling me you're not seeing my stream, and the others are saying it's good. So yeah, anyone watching here, if you have extra time today and you're bored or something like that, you can go watch my previous live stream, which was yesterday. I think I gave a lot of knowledge out there, and we executed a trade live, obviously. That previous week high here, and then on Google server. Man, that's a shame. Sorry about that, guys. Maybe just try to exit out of the stream and then come back in, or whatever else you can do. Maybe just get out of, sign into YouTube on something else other than Google, maybe, or whatever else you're using. Live stream daily, DK. Yeah, so if you follow me on Twitter, I posted my live streaming schedule for the week. So I'm gonna go check that out. So tomorrow 8:15 a.m., Friday 9:30 a.m., and then this coming Sunday I will post my live streaming schedule for this upcoming week. So yes sir. So pretty much live streams daily, unless it's like a normally if I'm not live streaming it would be like on a Monday or something, like a low probability Monday where I don't want to be in the charts at all. But other than that, yeah. I can see it, but it gets laggy. Man, I've never had this problem ever. That sucks. It does look like my stream quality isn't as good as it normally is, so I'm not sure. Come on, YouTube, get your shit together. Oh, you thought I was drawing a trend line, didn't you? Never. And by the way, these are not like support and resistance lines. This is just letting me know where those daily highs are for liquidity purposes, so I can actually take this one off now. Come on, I know you want to get up there. Boner candle, give it to us. So NASDAQ just continuing, or not NASDAQ, the dollar index just continuously grinding lower as well. And we swept those daily lows here. Really want to put on a trade for you guys here, but it hasn't given me anything yet. But yeah, not every trading day can be like yesterday where I just got in, get out on a very clean setup. Some days it'll simply just run off without you. You'll miss moves, or it just won't be anything high probability, and that's what comes with trading. And you gotta have the discipline to know when to trade and when not to. I know it's boring right now, guys. Very slow action here. NASDAQ slowly creeping up on that 15467 level that we want to get swept. So if we look here quick, you can see how we traded and respected this breaker here. on the way up. So this up close candle right here, see how he made a low, lower low, breaker, boom, and wicks the whole way up. Doesn't even close inside of the breaker, closes outside of it. This is perfectly fine. It would be bad if you'd be taking low probability trades. Yeah, I agree. Some people would just they just want entertainment. I don't know. If you want that, you got to go to Patrick Whelan's stream or something like that, because yeah, I don't know. We're just making money over here. Nothing more, nothing less. Alright, there we go. At least a little bit of movement. It's sad that I got excited off of that. So NASDAQ looks pretty sloppy here, post CPI. In my opinion, anyone trading this, it's kind of a gamble. So I mean, if you think this is clean, I don't know. Hey, if you're making money though, you do you. Although there was nothing to execute on with high probability for ES, I do like how after the 9:30 opening right here, we traded below that to a discount. Discount 15-minute fair value gap. And that 5-minute right here. So boom, this is 15-minute fair value gap right here. But this quote-unquote entry here, it's not high probability at all. No sell stops were taken down here and a discount. Obviously these were, but buy side was swept 3 times, as well as the daily highs being swept. So, and it really only offered what, 4511. Okay, I guess it's 7 handles, so it's not bad, but still not a high probability entry. So basically, I'm still just waiting for this high to be swept on NASDAQ. Amy Ariel, welcome to the trading family. Happy to have you along here. So, the ones who are in my, obviously my members now, in my trading family, would you prefer, when I said I was going to do a continuation of my series of the 2023 mentorship, I'm going to continue that on my private live streams. I'm kind of juggling in between doing that outside of the market hours, like potentially on the weekend, or just like at lunchtime or something during a trading day. So you guys let me know, and I'll do whatever works best for everyone. So if I can. As I said, I can still consider this a 3 drives pattern. We can just use these 2 highs and call it 1. So liquidity swept once, 3 times, 3 drives pattern, and we'll see if we get any type of displacement to the downside. Looks like everything is waiting on the April 23rd low of DXY to sweep, which is incoming in the next few minutes, looks like. Thoughts? Yeah, I can agree with that. So, the main level I wanted to see swept was already swept. Yes. And we're trading into that daily fair value gap once more. Over here, I'm always still considering it because it was never completely filled in. But yeah, now that we're close enough to it, I would just want to see this low being swept here. But sometimes you might see like these internal lows being swept, and then it'll turn around right there, just intraday. But looks like all the lows will be swept out here. But really, if you take a look at this original low here, this is where the real liquidity resides, right at this low. So we're approaching that right now. So the original low, I'm not sure if you guys have learned anything about this yet, but the original low is where the main liquidity resides. So it works for best for me during the week, best for me during the week. Alright, during the week it is. Got you guys. Definitely on like low probability days, I can probably do it. But yeah, everything will be recorded and saved, and it'll be posted in the members only section. That exclusive content. Hopefully it's not leaked, but you never know with these people nowadays. Probably shouldn't even have said that, but fuck it. There we go. Finally, that daily high has been swept. So if I really wanted to, I could have executed and went long on this breaker here and aimed for the high here, but I I don't want to execute anything that doesn't look clean to me, on my live streams anyway. So if you guys were with me in the beginning of the very beginning of the stream when we were trading about down here, you knew I was wanting to see continuation to this high. Obviously it doesn't mean much because I didn't execute once again, but yeah, we're not surprised by anything that's going on right now, so that's for sure. So if you take a look, you can see this 5-minute gap. If you guys haven't noticed by now, I'm not a trend is your friend type of guy. I'm not the person that likes to follow trends. So this little quote unquote uptrend here. I notice when I'm not executing trades, I always get less likes on my live streams when I'm not executing trades. Sorry guys, I'm trying here. Price isn't giving me what I want. I actually think I've only done like 1, maybe 2 live streams ever that where I didn't execute a trade. So let's go back to dollar quick. Not Bank Nifty. I don't care about you. Okay. Liquidity taken on the dollar index. So now basically for today's stream, the thing that I'm anticipating here is, so we've taken liquidity on the dollar, we've reached the daily level that we wanted to see on the dollar, and we've also reached where we wanted to reach into on both ES and NASDAQ. Unless it just wants to keep continuing grinding higher, which is possible, obviously. We may get something between 10:30 and 11 that allows us to go short. But if not, obviously we'll unfortunately end the stream with no executions, but you know, it is what it is. So once again, all I'm waiting for is time to be a factor. We're already out of that second AM session macro. So 950, 1010. That was utilized to go and sweep the NASDAQ daily high. And another thing I should add is within this 10 o'clock hour, if we don't see any reversal or anything, it may not occur until lunchtime, and we'll get some type of lunchtime liquidity run. And if not that, the PM session, obviously. And yeah, it's all a waiting game. The market doesn't always give you what you want. And most importantly, the markets do not owe you anything in the first place. So it's not here for us to make money, it's here for us to lose money. They want us to lose our money. So yeah, obviously it's not the best feeling in the world whenever you have a daily candle that you're anticipating to expand higher to your higher time frame levels, and you can't execute on it because, number one, this is a gamble. Your account can be smoked in seconds, and nothing high probability in here to enter on. Nothing high probability. What do I think of the reaction of DXY so far? Well, let's go to DXY. Well, doesn't look like we're getting anything of a reaction here. It's just following suit with ES and NASDAQ just continuously grinding lower. So beautiful run on the liquidity there, but that doesn't matter if it doesn't make any type of like intermittent turn low, or it just doesn't show any respect of the lower quadrant of this daily fair value gap. Then I wouldn't be able to get a high probability short on ES or NASDAQ. And why am I only looking for shorts when all we're doing is going up? First of all, we have a very large void down here. Sell stops have yet to be taken. Meaningful sell stops, anyway. We've kind of just been going in a trend. Everyone's buying, hoping it continues higher. And I don't want to be doing what everyone's doing, so it's the last thing you want to be doing in trading. So yeah, there should be a decent reaction. So within this hour, this 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock hour, if it is going to turn around and go higher, it's more than likely gonna show us a reaction within this hour. And if it doesn't, then that just will take all of my interest from executing a trade away. But yeah, to answer your question, yes. And normally post CPI, it's a little bit more vibrant than what we're getting today. I'm just wondering if this could just be delayed, or that means that I want to seek for liquidity even lower. Well, once again, we just have to wait for time to be a factor, and it's all about narrative and all my other cool tools that I have. Wrong ES. There we go. So obviously I put these eyeballs here because this is what I want to see cleaned out. Maybe it won't happen this session. Maybe it won't happen today. But eventually there's a high probability that it will come down here. So on normal days, I would give it like 20 more minutes and I would just close my laptop and be done for the day, but let's go take a look at Forex. Shit. Euro USD. Oh, it looks exactly the same. These daily highs were cleared out on the Euro USD as well. Man, let's take a look at crypto. I hate crypto. Yeah, just I'm getting out of here. Alright, actually no, I really did want to go to the dollar again though. Getting my push-ups in with this price action. Yes, sir. Not a better time to do them. Give me 20 right now. Oh yeah, look at that. I hate these things. I don't know why everyone uses them. They'll just like pop up with some hindsight chart and then put this on here. So if we even get below this here, I want to see this act as an inversion, obviously. But so far it's respecting it. There we go. Sorry, I kept moving my chart in there. Believe it or not, I have seen days like this in the past where you never get that retracement or reversal that you were looking for all morning, and it just keeps grinding and grinding higher. It happens. And then on the dollar index, I would like to see us get above here and use it as, or treat it as support. Most of your live sessions in private. I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to go about my private streams and my public streams, but I will be having private live sessions. And in terms of teaching in my live sessions, if I'm teaching, those will all be private. But in terms of like live trading, I'll still have some public ones like I'm doing right now. Hope you can see we showed respect to this gap, and looks like we're going to be making another high. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Normally, price does not, follow in a trend like this for this long, and it will come after the sell stops. But Obviously today is different. Looks like the algo took the day off here today. Or we may be seeing, or if we can see some SMT divergence, that would be nice, but I'm not expecting anything crazy for today, as it is already 10:30. Great minds think alike, Jonathan. Yep, possible SMT. But yeah, this potentially is a day that just doesn't offer any clean setups, and that's all right with me. I'll be back tomorrow hunting. I keep hitting Bank Nifty. Same thing. DXY showed respect to this and efficiency. And let's see. I want to see this hold here. This fair value gap hold on DXY. We swept liquidity on the dollar. And we've reached that lower quadrant of the daily fair value gap. So if there's going to be any type of reversal here, it's not going to keep continuing lower after we've already swept the lows. So I'll take this one off. I hate whenever there's like a CPI day and stuff and there's so much movement that I have to like keep moving my screen like that. So let's see here. 953 high was not taken out on the Dow. Obviously it was on both NASDAQ and ES, so keep that in mind. All we gotta do is wait for some meaningful displacement. I'm gonna take this off. So NASDAQ is showing a little bit more willingness to want to go lower right now than ES. So in order for me to consider anything a meaningful run lower, I need to see it trade below the swing low right here. So anything outside of it displacing below that swing low doesn't mean anything to me. Come on, algorithm. Give me something. Please. Nah, I'm playing. Okay, so dollar just went down into another low. Obviously what we didn't want to see, unless it gives us some type of SMT and then we get displacement. Once again, anything outside of that, I'm not interested. So boom, that 1021 low was just taken out. So that would be this high right here. But it failed to take that out on NASDAQ, so that is potential SMT. But once again, there's just some signatures that I need to see before I get excited about anything. You guys might be able to hear my dog barking up there. I got a new husky. What a depressing day here. What's the dog's name? It's Leo. His eyes are very blue, so. And the Ninja Turtle named Leo has that blue, whatever it is, bandana or something. So, yeah, Leo it was. I didn't want to name him something generic like Spark or Max or. But yeah, he's a good dog. Even though he poops on my floor sometimes. He's getting there. He's getting better. Dollar really just continuing lower. So this right here may have just killed my interest here, honestly. We traded to the low of that daily fair value gap on DXY. So yeah, unless we like very swiftly just really show respect to the low of this daily fair value gap and just get some nice displacement. If that doesn't happen, there's going to be no trades placed once again. There is these highs being swept here. Notice how it's not a great trading day, but we're not losing any money because we're not worried about, you know, missing out and whatever. Euro is just in beast mode. Let's go take a look at Euro. Yeah, Euro is showing zero signs of slowing down here. And normally, obviously it's happening today, but normally you just don't really see this. There's going to be some type of run on sell stops, but people who don't really know what they're doing and / gamblers, I mean, they're probably making some good profits today because they'll just come into that 9:30 opening and be like, oh, well, it's been going up for a while. I'm just going to go ahead and buy. And eventually those type of guys always lose their ass, but yeah, you guys already know. Grinding that poor dollar to hell. I know, right? Take it easy on my guy, dollar. Come on. Yep, we just got below that daily fair value gap. Low here. Normally I would just end the stream, or not end the stream. Normally I would just close my laptop right now and just go on with my day, but I'm really unsatisfied with not executing on a 2-hour live stream. Wait, Doc, what'd you say, bro? I didn't see your message. You wouldn't check the PM session? Yeah, I'll check it. If there's anything meaningful enough, I'll just go ahead and go live and execute a trade on there. I would see it that way. A practice in patience, yeah. These type of days is what builds discipline and patience. So I guess it's good to have some of these days sometimes. But yeah, dollar just showing no signs of wanting to make a low right now. And then I'm gonna measure this order block right here. So essentially the midpoint of this order block here is the low of this daily fair value gap here. Today is a day for the gamblers and the people that do not know much of what they're doing. Not for professionals like me and my trading family here. Yeah, this is potentially the most depressing live stream I've ever produced here. Don't get your hopes up too much, Doc. What time is it? 10:47. So, I'm gonna keep the stream up here for you guys until that 10:50 to 11:10 macro. If we don't see anything happen within that time window, then I will be closing up shop here. Anyone watching any good shows? Shit, at this point, might as well just pull up some Cobra Kai right now. But anyway, somewhere down in this vicinity here, there is a literal void. Zero buying and selling was going on down here. So, in the future, I'd want to see if we can get back down to here. Whew. ES made a new high, but ES hold on. ES made a new high, but not NASDAQ. Does that mean anything at this moment? No, it doesn't, because we haven't seen any displacement, and DXY hasn't shown any support of the low of this daily fair value gap. White 55 Lion, hope you have a great rest of your day. I will see you tomorrow if you're in my live stream. I'm glad to have you along with the trading family here. Yeah, have a good one. Guys, I can feel in my lower teeth, I can feel my wisdom tooth coming in, and it's starting to hurt a little bit. Not good. So yeah, guys, if anyone's showing you their P&L today and they're flexing some type of trade today, they pretty much, just got lucky that in the rare instance that like a trend higher, quote unquote trend, stayed intact. So yeah, today was gambler and I don't know what I'm doing day, apparently. National holiday. So, if you guys missed yesterday's stream, you saw we had the sweep here in the new week opening gap premium we went short at this premium breaker, got covered down at this order block here, and then there was a 10-12 post macro reversal here. Nothing executed here, but once we got to that lunch macro, we got that displacement, traded into this fair value gap here. That's a long, and covered at, what was it, 4464. Who would have thought that the day before CPI would have offered cleaner setups than post CPI? Who would have thought? So we still have an SMT intact here. 1021, that high was not taken out on NASDAQ. Obviously ES, it was taken out. And let's check the Dow quick. So this 953 high wasn't even taken out on the Dow. So I can still consider that an SMT. DXY now using the daily fair value gap low as resistance. So to execute a short on ES within this upcoming macro here, we're within the 1050 to 1110 macro. I need to see it get back above here and use this as support. Moment of truth here, guys. If we don't get anything within this macro right now, that'll close up the stream for today. If I don't get anything for you guys today, I'm going to be monitoring the PM session, and I'll just go live like real quick if I'm in a trade just to show you guys. And then it won't be a long stream. It'll be like 30 minutes or something like that. Okay, so NASDAQ, we just got that displacement below the swing low here, so that to me would be enough. We just need to see ES catch up and the dollar to yield some type of support. So we're creating a swing high on the 15-minute time frame. So NASDAQ, that is what I wanted to see. Shift below this low here. Just need ES to follow suit. Not ES2, ESU3. Ideally, I want to see ES just take out this swing low right here. Meaningfully, not, wick off here. So this to me doesn't mean anything because it's, it came down a little bit and wicked off. I need to see it really, boom, just displace lower. Let's take a look at Euro, see if, yep, still just continuously grinding higher. I mean, yeah, that's a lot of pips. Getting into that volume imbalance here. Come on, ES, get down there. So let's monitor and see if NASDAQ will leave this open as a breakaway gap. That would be ideal for me. So our SMT stayed intact here. Just need to see this candle open here and really just rip lower and then give us an entry point on either a fair value gap or an order block. And then I'm going to extend this out here. Want to see this act as resistance. So NASDAQ is looking better than ES right now in terms of displacing lower. So this is what I'm looking for. So we'll see if we can get an institutional order flow entry drill up into this gap here. I just want to see it just wick in there. And I can use one contract. There we go. Alright, so only one contract just because of how price has been. And I'll put the stop there. But the bodies, and then buy limit will be, yeah, right here. Why is the arrow showing up right there? There we go. So yeah, only, let's see, 518. Just a 4-point stop loss. Keeping it rather tight here. And then we also have a fractal breaker here. Let's take a look at NQ. So NQ would probably have been the better short if you're shorting at all, obviously, but I don't know. I don't like trading NQ. Take a look at DXY. Nothing really important to note here. So yeah, I want to see this breaker hold. If it doesn't and we get stopped out, obviously I'm not going to be worried about that. It's only a 4-point loss, but yeah, let's just submit to it here. See if it gets below this inefficiency here and treats that as an inversion gap. I would have rather shorted this on NASDAQ rather than ES, but so if we take our fib to the low to the high, obviously we're in a very deep premium. So and where's my buy limit in a discount? That main discount array that I was pointing to earlier. But as of right now, it doesn't look like it's showing respect. So the last line of defense is going to be the high of this breaker. So if it trades above this breaker, I can just close the trade and cut profits, because it's not respecting. If it's not going to respect this breaker, it's most likely a failed idea and it'll come from a stop up here. So why not, you know, cut the loss. NQ, way better displacement, trades into this inefficiency right here. Now I'm wishing I traded the NASDAQ, but ES was a higher entry, so whoops. There we go. So it's respecting the breaker now, and I want to see it get below this gap here and treat it as inversion. And then one more thing I should probably put up here for you guys. There we go. Okay, I don't like how it's wicking off there, obviously, but $11.05. So if we use the current dealing rates, which would be the 930 low that was made, this would be the fractal, the smaller fractal dealing rates that we're within. So premium, and then the discount would be the sell side here. So this would be the first draw, but then the main draw for me is here, and then the longer term, or I should say the longest term draw is down here, where that regular trading hour gap is, and the real liquidity void, where there is zero buying or selling taking place after the CPI release. There we go. So like I was saying, I wanted to see it respect the breaker, and if it got above the breaker, I could have just closed the trade to cut the losses. I mean, that's actually a pretty good advice in my opinion, because if it trades above your last line of defense, why would you just let it go to your buy stop knowing it's going to go for your stop whenever you can just close it early? So yeah, I wish I was in that NASDAQ movement, because NASDAQ's seeing at least some movement rather than ES just slowly creeping lower. And if we get below this order block right here, this down close candle, I can adjust my stop loss. Once again, you want to see it rush through this breaker here. You don't want to see it respect it. I can take that off though because I don't need it on there. Let's take a look at Dow. Not pretty ugly, as Dow usually is. Sorry, Dow. DXY, okay. Finally seeing something on the dollar, so we shifted above this swing high right here. And we're back above that daily fair value gap low. Very slow action here though. I hate it. I like that fast moving price action. So now we want to see this act as inversion, this gap right here. Want to see that act as inversion. And I believe we are exiting. Yep, we're in that final minute of the macro. Got some NASDAQ runners. ES not giving up as easy. Yeah. It'll follow suit though. If NASDAQ's doing it, ES will too. More times than not. So for NASDAQ, we'll take our dealing range here. You can see the discount sell side. And then taking the 930 dealing range. You see this discount wick we're working into right now. Slowly but surely, the trade is, not even gonna say it, because, yeah, never mind. But, I hate the slow action, but if it's getting me paid, who am I to demand how I'm getting paid from these markets, right? Oh, and I should probably plug my laptop in here. I'm surprised this many people stayed with me here in this live stream this long. Just because of how slow the price action was here and how ugly it was. But you guys are appreciating. So yeah, I don't like how we just reacted off of that, obviously. Let's Go to NASDAQ. Looks like NASDAQ may want to revisit this. Okay, no, I'm not doing that right now. Damn MacBooks. So revisiting this 1 minute gap here. I want this to act as inversion. I do not want it to get above this. Like I said before, if we get above the breaker, I can just go ahead and close the trade. But other than that, we're going to keep our position on here. We had this intermittent term high form here with SMT, and we got the displacement on the NASDAQ. Sitting in a short GU inspired buy here. Well done, mate. Appreciate you, Mike. You're shorting GU, not the indices, is what you're saying? So a little bit of a retracement into this 3 minute fair value gap here. You can see that separation there, hopefully. As well as a 2 minute. The last thing I want to see here though is it respect this gap right here, like it already wicked off of it there. You see that? Duke to go. Well, welcome to the trading family. Glad to have you here. Look forward to providing you some value as well as everyone else who joined. So we're post macro right now. See if looks like it may want to get into this 5 minute gap up here. I would be okay with that for NASDAQ. This right here. Revisiting this breaker here. Last line of defense will be the high of this breaker once again. But NASDAQ just looks like it wants to retrace into that 5 minute right here. So I need to see respect of this gap right here. Boom. And if it does get up to this gap, you want to see it like institutional order flow entry deal type of deal. Just wick into it slightly. But if we're looking at the hourly, my main takeaway from the hourly time frame is after we made this hourly candle right here, indecisive, I wanted to see it come down into this hourly fair value gap. So like kind of using the hourly time frame as like a daily time frame type of deal. But if we get above this breaker here, unfortunately, I will have to close the trade. But other than that, we are leaving it on. And we also, I'm not surprised by this retracement because of the 5-minute fair value gaps left behind here. These two up close candles right here would be one order block. So, see if we get yielded some support here. Or resistance, sorry. DXY, same thing, going in this 5-minute gap. And this volume imbalance. I probably should change the color, right? All we gotta do is wait now. Gotta submit to the time. Get into that high of the breaker there. Nasdaq looks a lot better to me. And then obviously for Nasdaq, the last line of defense here would be this 1-minute gap here, but ideally you want this to act as a breakaway gap. So, because we've already traded into the 5-minute, so it doesn't need to trade up into here, especially since we came down, made this low, traded higher, so we offered buy side and then sell side. So technically it should act as a breakaway gap. I like the resistance shown here at the breaker. I need to see it get below this 5-minute gap here. Use it as inversion once more, as I've been saying. With a lot of gaps this morning, you want to see them act as inversion, obviously. By the way, this line, if you're wondering what that is, that's just simply the sweep of these highs right here on the daily. Want to see it rush through this gap here. No respect being shown is what I don't want to see. It's very dreadful to sit through, but you gotta have patience and discipline. May want to return to this volume imbalance right here. My bad. Just wiping off my keypad there. You're short NASDAQ. I think I already read that comment, my bad. What time is it? 11:24. NQ, notice how it used the 5-minute gap as inversion. Closed at the high of it. You see that right there? Rushing through this gap here. Exactly what I wanted to see. So I'm in a trade on ES, but I'm loving what I'm seeing from NASDAQ way more. So come on, Algo. Just execute for me. I'm trying to go hit the gym, man. There we go. This is when patience is most important. Days like these. So just to give you some perspective here, you can see I went short at 10:58 and it is now 11:27. So from the time I executed my trade, it has been almost 30 minutes now. So I mean, this happens sometimes. Sometimes you just have to wait. Okay, so we rushed through this gap right here. And now you want to see it go through this one. With no hesitation whatsoever. So I want to see it displace below this low. And like I was saying before, if we get below this low in this order block, I'll be able to adjust my stop. If we had faster price action here today, or just more ideal, I probably would have went in here with 2 contracts. Partial being taken somewhere within, probably at the opening of this order block here, or somewhere in this vicinity, and then full TP here. Okay, so displacement below that low. It only took 30 minutes, but there it is. So let's watch and see if this is a axis inversion. I want to see NASDAQ confirm that lower low. Let's go back to Dow. Okay, so Dow is following suit. Dollar doing the exact opposite, but honestly I'm not too worried about dollar. After like 11, yeah, once that like 11 o'clock hour hits, I'm not really looking at dollar anymore. So dollar is irrelevant. So 4 handles. So far. If you take a look here, we actually have another breaker here. Did not mean to do that, but here's that breaker here. High, low, high taken out, gets below it, down close candle. Within another breaker, so we can call this a propulsion breaker. So I think we reached around that 5 handle mark. If you're watching my stream and maybe you took the same trade as me and you're feeling really uncomfortable, you could have just took your profit at 5 handles. There's nothing wrong with that. 5 handles still pays you. So, yeah, I don't see a problem with that. NASDAQ has yet to get below this low. Want to see it get below that low. Get rid of this. When you target the sweep of those rels, relative lows, you have there rather than the bodies. Tell me what you're referring to. Are you talking about these right here? Oh, okay, you're talking about right here. Yeah. It's just kind of an OCD thing. I'm just going for 10 handles exactly. Plus, price action is just really slow, and yeah, the sooner I'm out of this trade, the better. The sooner it hits that buy limit, the better. I don't care if I miss out on 100 more points. Go ahead and hit that like button if you're enjoying this very amazing stream on a very boring and dull trading day. Would be much appreciated. So for some guys right here, 451775, that would be 6 handles right there. Take your profit right there. You're done for the day. Closing your laptop. I don't see anything wrong with that in my eyes, so. Where'd you say the calendar was posted? If you're referring to my live streaming schedule, it is on my Twitter account. It's like 3 tweets down, I think. But tomorrow, it's 8:30 or 8:15, and then 9:30 on Friday. Man, my computer is on fire. Or my laptop. NASDAQ made that low. Love to see it. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Where you going, man? We're not done yet. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, have a good day, Jonathan. See you tomorrow. VWAP here on NASDAQ. I expect some reaction there. I know guys that trade VWAP and actually make money with it, but I have no idea what VWAP is, and I do not use it. So I just hear like guys like Patrick talk about it, and shit. I mean, they make money with it, so that's why I don't understand when people that trade what I trade, they'll look at other stuff and be like, well, they're a bot, they're this, they're that. Literally, I know people trading like insanely different strategies than me, and they're making money. So why would I say they don't know what they're doing because they're not trading what I'm trading? What's important is your psychology and your discipline and your risk management. Okay, so the buy limit is being approached here. Of course, it wicks off like 0.2. Okay, there we go. Alright, so there's 10 handles right there taken out of the marketplace. So that'll be 10 handles there. Very happy with that on a day like this. Beautiful in my eyes, but volume weighted average price. Oh, okay. I got you. Oh, okay. Took my 50 points on NASDAQ. Patient definitely pays. These are the streams that you learn the most from, in my opinion. I appreciate you, Steven. Damn, now I'm regretting not putting my buy stop down here. Okay, I see trading kind of like... I decided to join members only because you made me the money to join it right now. Alright, Boris, I'm glad to have you here, man. I appreciate you joining up. Glad to have you part of the trading fam. But that's actually funny. I wish I can just like retweet that right now. I'll pin it. There we go. I see trading kind of like martial arts. I can see that. Martial arts requires patience and discipline, and I don't know much about it, but I can see that. Many ways to get to the same goal. Boom shakalaka. Nice trade, man. Appreciate you guys. So yeah, guys, this isn't obviously after this trade was executed, you can see like I wasn't like all hype, and because like we do this on a daily basis, like with the live streams. Obviously we take losses like everyone else, but I mean, this is like you can expect this to happen a lot if you're in my streams. JM Hulk, welcome to the fam. Glad to have you here. Look forward to giving you guys some more value like I did today, hopefully. If I didn't bring you value, I at least got you some money here, right? Yeah. So I guess we got something. Alright, so just a quick recap. We made a high right here, taking out these highs right here. We did not do that on NASDAQ. Oh, whoops, wrong button. If it loads, there we go. See, we failed to make a higher high here, so we have SMT, and then the 1050 to 1110 macro kicked in, and that's when we got this optimal trade entry here into the 5-minute gap after the massive displacement here, and then we had reasonable targets, and yeah, see how simple that sounded? And then we have the discount arrays here, and we still have that regular trading hour gap to get into, and the sell side here. So I guess you can call it impatience, but I'm really regretting not putting my take profit down here. But 10 handles on today is more than enough. But if we go back here, see, we got into that regular trading hour gap now. But somewhere down here in the lower quadrant of this original expansion here, there is, once again, I don't have second charts. I don't need the second charts. I don't trade it. But on days like this, it would be helpful because somewhere within this CPI expansion, there is a literal trading void where there was zero buying and selling taking place, and that is the most inefficient price action you can possibly get, so it'll want to draw towards that. Well done. Appreciate you, Mike. Help me confirm my thoughts. Good. I really like how calm you are compared to other streamers like Hydra and no emotions, just trading. Yeah, in my opinion, that's how it's got to be most times. I mean, you don't have to be as lame as me, but yeah, it should be boring. Trading, not boring, but it should be a calm thing. You shouldn't be getting all like hyped up if you're winning trades, or getting all low if you're losing trades. So if you ever see someone like raging on a stream or something like that, or just like getting overly euphoric after winning the trade, you should probably just unsubscribe and just yeah, stay away from them. Gotta have strong hands to hold through all that slow grind and retracement. Yes, indeed. Let me go look at DXY actually, because it was not any help. Yeah, see? So after 11 o'clock, you should just stop, honestly, just stop considering DXY, because it kind of just lower volume and just isn't as helpful past that 11 o'clock hour, at least for me most times. But yeah, I wouldn't be shorting anymore if you're still looking to take trades. I don't know why you would be, but we have reached discount. So yeah, I think I covered everything I wanted to cover here. The only thing is with this, let me take the labels off here. The only other thing I should say is I wanted to get into this 15-minute gap here, and obviously on the 1 minute, I want to see it get below this low right here. This is like was the main draw for me earlier. If you rewind, you saw I had an eyeball down here like hours ago. But anyway, the void down here is another thing I wanted to get into, and lastly, the midpoint of this regular trading hour gap. So yeah, I think that's gonna wrap this up here. I think we're getting close to lunchtime here. So yeah, I hope you guys found value there. If you're interested in joining my trading family, quote unquote, just members only chats, exclusive content in terms of teachings, private teachings, sorry, and private live streams as well. So yeah, just hit the like button, and I'll see you guys tomorrow at 8:15. Thanks for coming.